Welcome to the Blueprints Podcast. I'm Michael Flory, and today we're going to have an amazing episode because I'm with Isabelle Broidigam, the Director of Marketing at Custom Built, and my daughter. And so we're going to dive into a topic today of jumping into a leadership role in a company at a young age. So Isabelle, why don't you just give us a high level of your journey at Custom Built and where you are today and how you got into the role you're in?
Yeah, so to kick it off, I started out at Custom Built when I was probably about 18 years old in a full-time role. Worked at the business prior to that as well.
What did you do prior to that?
Oh man, everything from cleaning the office. We would do door knocking in the summer. So my brother Aiden and I would go out. You remember that, the flyer days. So that
home shows.
Yeah, running the home shows. Always did that. Loved talking to people, answering phones here and there. You know, some lower level accounting tasks. So I did all of that. Probably middle school, high school, and then.
So you've been around this thing for a while.
Yeah, I have my whole life. So pretty much. And so really started out full time right after high school, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Right. So didn't really have a clear path forward and got into answering phones at Custom Built. I dove into HubSpot, which is an awesome CRM, super passionate about it. It's one of the most incredible softwares I think out there in the market for businesses our size to really grow and scale their sales and marketing and reporting and all of that. And so I started taking a ton of certifications through there. One thing led to the next. And I think within the first year and a half, again, full-time role, I sat in a sales assistant position, which was directly helping you out with the sales team, moved into a design role, and then eventually moved into a full-time marketing role. And so that marketing role was really the first time that I had anybody underneath me to lead and manage and hold accountable. Before that, it was all working alongside you, working with our sales advisors, but more in an organic leadership role than a true manager role. And so I must have been, 21 when I stepped into that role? And
about 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah. And I have grown so much since then.
So tell us, 21 years old. And, we had a discussion, right? Mm-hmm. And, what you had done up to this point was, and I want to go back to a key thing, is that you started taking certification classes through HubSpot. Did anybody ask you in the company to do that?
No, I just found what I was passionate about and I went for it and I dove in and I learned more and I grew.
Yeah. And another thing that you did during that season was I had this vision since 2016 to get our marketing. So we were creating content, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was kind of on the hunt to try to get this figured out. We had hired several different marketing companies. And then along came you, and we hadn't really done much with HubSpot to this point. Anybody ever bought a piece of software and not used it? Well, that was HubSpot for us. We used it, but we were using 1/10 of 1/1000.
I think we were probably using 2% of the tool, honestly.
Yeah.
We had our contacts and deals set up, but outside of that, we didn't do reports. Yeah, we didn't do pipelines. So
we had a vision, and you kind of jumped in and really started to learn how to implement, and you would bring stuff to me and show it to me. And so that was kind of the beginning.
That was the beginning. And then you offered me the full-time position. And we were actually starting with a coaching program too, which was very helpful for me being early on in leadership and even in marketing as well. There was a lot for me to learn. And so, I feel very privileged because I got to step into a role, honestly, before I was fully prepared for it. But I am also...
But you were fully prepared for it.
You do say that. I'm also a tenacious learner. So if I don't know something, I'm going to figure it out and really ask a lot of people how to do it, get feedback and things like that. So I'm a hands-on learner as well.
Love it.
But I think when I think back to early on when I started in that leadership position, there were a few key moments for me that I really grew.
Yeah, let's hear about them.
And so the first one was actually, I don't think I technically hired this person in, but the first person that I ever got to lead and manage, they happened to be 10, 15 years older than me. And so
that's going to happen, right? When you're 21 years old in a leadership role, you're going to be having to manage people that are older than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so again, I'm younger. I don't have as much experience in the industry, in this field. I'm still learning a lot. And then not only all of those preconditions, but then I'm the one ultimately accountable for us hitting our goals and metrics and for us advancing forward and implementing the content machine, I like to call it, that we do have today. And so anyway, it was just me and this other person on the marketing team. We didn't have anybody else at the time. It was just our coaching program. I mean, you were very involved early on when we were starting all of our content production. So the opportunity of leading somebody who was, 10, 15 years older than me at the time was to really grow in my confidence.
Yeah.
So I learned quickly that I had a lot of beliefs that you had to be older to be a manager, that if you didn't have the experience, you probably weren't the one with the answer. But the reality is you can be the one to ask the right questions to get to the answer.
Yeah.
So I had to learn, real quick that I had a lack of confidence in the area of being a manager and a leader.
Yeah.
And so I had to do some work at figuring out, okay, wait a minute, like I am in this position. I'm in this position for a reason. I've been given this opportunity. So I can either sit back and feel like, oh man, yeah, I don't know enough, or I need to learn more. I'm, lacking in all these areas, or I can start to believe, well, I got here today, so I'm going to figure out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm a little in over my skis, but I'd rather be in over my skis than not having another opportunity. And so it went back to me to a lot of beliefs and a lot of confidence in myself. And so.
And do you remember any key moments or coaching sessions or times where you kind of really broke through? I mean, you were already consistently doing a lot of the things. So you were already you're already the marketing manager. Mm-hmm. You were doing a lot of the role before you stepped into it, but now you're in charge of it, kind of like you said. So what were some of those key moments?
Yeah. So one of them, and this is still something that I'm working on today, is, and I think a lot of high performers or people who, like to control and make things happen right can relate to this, is I have a hard time delegating. I have a hard time letting go because I'm like, oh, I know how to do this. I know how to do this right. I know how to do this the way I want to do it. And so let me just do it. It's more efficient in my brain, right? For me just to do the tasks. And so I remember one time, probably, 8 months into being in this role, we had a content manager, videographer on staff, and then we transitioned to a new person in that role. And so in that transition period, I took on a lot of the tasks and I just started doing them again. Right. And then quickly my schedule got out of control and I'm, up at midnight checking on our content reports, pulling up SEMrush, and I'm, oh shoot, we need to release this article today. And so I just found myself really stretched thin and trying to do all of it. And then as I'm onboarding this person to come in and take over for it, I was having a hard time letting go because I didn't feel like they fully captured the voice that I would do if I was writing the articles, right? Or if I was putting this content out. And so I had to quickly realize and relearn, like, hey, you need to let go. You need to delegate in order to build a team. And that's what my focus was building a team. If I wanted to just do it all myself, I could do that. But really, we needed to build a team to go where we are going. And so that was a key moment for me, is that transition period in between hiring two people. I took everything back on and then I had to let it go again. And that took a lot of, future belief in that person and just really learning to be okay with everything not being perfect.
Right. Right. So when you originally took the role, we were starting this new coaching program. The coaching program was a specific set of time. It was 12 months to 24 months to get through the program. And basically the idea was there was a bunch of things that we had to learn and we had to implement in order for us to be like operating as our own marketing company.
Yeah.
Because prior to you jumping into this role and you doing this, I was trying to execute and get blogs and videos done through third party, not having somebody on staff, because I just thought that would, be easier. And that's one of the key tenets of their book, is that you got to have a videographer and a content writer. You can't have one of them.
Yeah.
And then part of their coaching program. So can you just share with us, like, maybe a snapshot of what it looked like 2 years after starting the program, and, the mindset that you had when you first got in the role? You were having to manage people that were older than you, and you still are managing people that are older than you. And like, what shifted for you? Like, because you're doing higher level things today, and maybe just give an update on how you did with the program. And
yeah. So we were able to complete the program in 18 months. And when we ended the program, I still felt like, and I still feel this today, there's a lot for us to do. Like, I see new opportunities in marketing, social media, AI, all of that stuff. And so there's limitless things in my mind that I'm like, okay, we can update this. We can get better here. We can have better messaging, be more concise, right? So there's a lot of work to still do. And I think that's, you know, a good mindset to have. And that's something that I'm working on too is, you know, I've got to be okay with where we're at today and believe that where we're at today is the best, you know, that we can be. Right. So, so where we were at is we weren't creating any content. So we didn't have a learning center. We didn't have blogs. So we released 3 blogs per week now. We didn't have any videos going out. We released 4 videos per week now, at least. We really didn't have a social media presence at all. And now we've got several social media accounts that are active and engaging with followers and things like that. Our website as well, we didn't bring much traffic and most of our leads came from referrals and repeat business. And at this point, a good majority of our leads and our traffic comes directly from our website.
Yeah.
We have a pretty big online presence. A lot of that has come through creating educational content.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just at a different place, you know, 2-3 years later than we were when I first started in the role. And yes, we still have a long way to go. But I think what excites me the most about where I'm at today is I look back and I see, you know, young Isabelle, and I know I'm still young today, but I just see that there were so many things that I didn't know, but yet I did it. Mm-hmm. And there were so many areas that I wanted to grow and I grew in those areas. Yeah. And so I think the big thing for me is just learning that you don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be a lifelong learner. Like learn to ask good questions, learn to surround yourself with people that you believe in, that you want to become like, and then you'll pick up all the things that you need along the way and figure out the solutions.
So good.